Commander Alex Wren stood inside the observation dome of Horizon Spire, Earth's newest defense and research station floating in high orbit. The dome was quiet, except for the soft hum of machines and the faint clicking of scanners tracking distant objects. Alex had spent years looking at the darkness of space, but tonight felt strange. Her instincts, the ones that had carried her through war and peace, told her something was wrong. She watched the black sky with a steady, trained gaze. Stars glittered, like they always did, calm and distant. But behind that calm, something was moving, something large, something silent, and something unknown. The first alert came as a soft beep on the console beside her. She turned and saw the sensor reading spike in a way she had never seen before. A formation of huge objects had appeared near Jupiter's shadow, almost as if they had materialized out of thin air. Alex leaned closer to the screen. No, that can't be right. More beeps followed. More readings. Then alarms. Within minutes, Horizon Spire shifted into full alert. Lights flashed red across the station, warning everyone that something massive had entered the solar system. Officers rushed into the dome, most of them young and nervous. Alex stayed calm, though her heart beat a little faster. Lieutenant Harlan stepped beside her. "Commander, we're detecting a fleet, possibly over 100 ships. Design unknown." Alex nodded once. "Any hostile signals? Weapons active?" "No signs yet, they're just waiting, not moving toward Earth." That detail bothered her the most. A hostile fleet should have attacked, or at least sent a demand. But these ships didn't send anything. They only hovered in the quiet darkness near Jupiter, as if unsure of what to do. Alex ordered a deep scan team to gather information. The scans took 5 long minutes. When the results finally appeared, the entire room fell silent. The ships were built with materials Earth had never used, but the energy signatures were strange. They didn't match any known alien technology. They were familiar in a way that none of them could explain. "It's almost like they're Earth-based," Harlan whispered. Alex didn't answer. She couldn't. She didn't believe it. But the readings didn't lie. While the defense networks around Earth and the Moon scrambled to prepare shields and emergency forces, Horizon Spire stayed in listening mode. Every antenna pointed toward that silent armada, waiting for the smallest signal. But nothing came. Not for hours. Alex stayed awake even after her shift ended, sitting beside a cracked cup of cold tea. She had been through alien encounters before. She had seen battles where Earth barely survived. But every hostile species had one thing in common. They made noise. They threatened. They warned. They demanded. These ships did none of that. At 3:17 station time, the room lights dimmed automatically to night mode. Most crew members slept, but Alex remained in the command chair, eyes half closed, mind spinning with questions. What were those ships? Who controlled them? Why come now? Her thoughts stopped when a soft ping echoed from the comm station. Not an alarm, not a warning, just a single, gentle ping. A transmission. Alex stood immediately. "Put it on speaker." The comms officer, tired, half asleep, pressed a button. The sound that came through was static. Nothing more. Alex frowned. "Run a de-scrambler and boost the signal clarity." Alex frowned. The officer worked quickly, tapping keys. The static shifted, broke, reformed. A pattern emerged. The room filled with a soft, rhythmic pulse, like a heartbeat. The screen showed a coded signal, tight and dense, too complex to be alien. "It's a human cipher," the officer whispered. Alex felt the hair on her arms rise. "That's impossible." The cipher was old, but unmistakable. It belonged to one of Earth's military Black Ops programs from decades ago. Programs erased, sealed, forgotten. Programs no one talked about. The officer looked at Alex with wide eyes. Should I decode it? Yes, she said quietly. The computer processed the signal. Lines of text scrolled across the screen as it worked to break open the old encryption. The system struggled, then finally unlocked the message. Only 2 words appeared. We're home. Alex stared at them for several seconds. She felt cold inside, the kind of cold that reached deeper than space. The crew around her whispered to each other, unsure whether to be relieved or afraid. Harlan stepped closer. Commander, if they're human, then where have they been all this time? Alex shook her head. Those ships don't look human, and no human fleet has ever traveled that far. They would have needed tech we don't even understand. Then how do they know this code? And why say they're home? Alex didn't answer. She walked closer to the console, reading the message again. Humans didn't vanish into deep space without reason. And they didn't come back with fleets of strange, powerful ships without a story. A second ping interrupted her thoughts. Another message. This time, it wasn't words. It was a symbol. A glowing, rotating emblem. A circular crest with 3 intersecting lines at the center. Alex felt something twist in her chest when she saw it. She had seen this symbol once, long ago, at a briefing that was later wiped from every official record. It was the emblem of Project Helios, an experimental program shut down before she even joined the Earth Defense Coalition. Most officers believed the project was a rumor, a myth. Nothing more than whispers. But Alex knew the truth. She had been a junior cadet when the project collapsed. She remembered hearing talk about soldiers who weren't quite human, designed to survive in alien worlds. She remembered hearing about an escape, a cover-up. But the details were buried deep, and anyone who asked questions was told to forget it. Alex felt a weight in her chest. A symbol from a ghost. A message from something that should not exist. A fleet, claiming they were home. She turned to the crew. Do not reply. Not yet. Keep monitoring all channels. What do we tell Earth Council? Harlan asked. Alex looked back at the dark sky, at the silent fleet waiting near Jupiter. She didn't know if they were friends, enemies, or something far more complicated. But one thing was certain: the truth had returned, and it was coming straight for Earth. Tell them, she said softly, that our past has finally found us. The next morning, Horizon Spire felt heavier, as if the walls themselves knew a forgotten secret had returned. Commander Alex Wren walked down the main corridor, her boots echoing against the metal floor. Crew members stepped aside as she passed, giving her quiet nods, their faces tense. Everyone had heard about the message. Everyone knew something dangerous and strange waited beyond Jupiter. Alex entered the intelligence chamber where the deep scan team had already gathered. Screens glowed with data streams, and holograms hovered in the air. The room was filled with whispers that stopped the moment Alex appeared. Lieutenant Harlan turned toward her. Commander, we've spent the whole night studying the fleet. And? They aren't moving. Not even a centimeter. It's like they're waiting for a reply. Alex folded her arms. We're not replying until we understand who, or what, they are. The team continued, explaining their findings. The ships were shaped in smooth, curved designs unlike anything humans had ever built. Yet the engines operated in patterns similar to early human prototypes. The materials were foreign, but the architecture felt familiar. It was like looking at something human, changed. The most unsettling part was this. The fleet had enough power to strike Earth without warning. But they hadn't. That made Alex even more uneasy. The door slid open with a soft hiss, and a woman in a gray suit stepped inside. She walked with confidence and carried a small case. The room went quiet as soon as she entered. Harlan whispered, Earth Council. Already? Alex nodded slowly. That's Envoy Mara Solis. If she's here, this is bigger than we thought. Envoy Solis approached the table and placed her case down. Commander Wren, I need a private discussion. Now. Alex followed her into a side chamber. The door sealed behind them. What does the council want? Alex asked. Solis opened the case. Inside were old, sealed documents, yellowed with age, but marked with bright red security stamps. This is everything the council has left from Project Helios, Solis said quietly. You're one of the few officers who had indirect contact with the program when it still existed. Alex felt her throat tighten. I only heard rumors. Nothing more. Alex. Solis looked at her sharply. You know more than most. That symbol the fleet sent, we matched it. It is identical to the Helios crest. Alex nodded slowly. I know. Solis continued. The council wants you to handle communications with the fleet, but they also want you to gather intelligence, quietly, so they don't trust the fleet. Solis hesitated. We don't know what they are. The council fears they may be hostile or unstable. Bro. Alex didn't like the way she said that. These are people. If they're connected to Helios, then Earth abandoned them once already. Solis closed the file. The council needs answers, not sympathy. You will speak to them when they contact us again. And if they send a request to meet, you will go. Ride. Alex felt the weight of the order settle on her shoulders. Understood. After Solis left, Alex returned to the command deck. The crew looked at her with curiosity. But she said nothing about the files. Not yet. Hours passed, slow and tense. The silent fleet remained near Jupiter, unmoving. Alex monitored every wave of data, every shift of energy, every faint signal. But nothing came. Then, at exactly 14:02 station time, the second transmission arrived. This time it wasn't static or symbols. It was a voice. The words were soft, strained, and layered with an electronic tone, but unmistakably human. Earth. Do you hear us? The room froze. Alex stepped forward. Put it through. The voice repeated. Earth. This is the Helios diaspora. We request peaceful contact. We bring warning. Alex felt a chill. Diaspora meant a scattered people. A people who had left their original home. She took a slow breath. Open a channel, she ordered. The screen flickered. Then a figure appeared blurred by interference. Human-shaped, tall, armored in smooth silver. The helmet retracted, revealing a face that looked human but carried faint markings glowing softly beneath the skin. Earth Command, the figure said. I am Saren 3, representative of the Helios fleet. Alex felt her heartbeat spike. She knew that name. Not personally, but from an old training file. Saren 3 had been one of the first Helios prototypes. She kept her voice steady. Saren 3, I am Commander Alex Wren of Horizon Spire. You sent a message saying you are home. Saren nodded. We were born on Earth, created here. But when the Helios project failed, we were forced to leave. We built our lives far beyond your reach. Alex chose her next words carefully. Why return now? Saren's expression tightened. Because a threat is coming. One you cannot defeat alone. It destroyed our outer colonies. It hunts anything connected to Helios DNA, and Earth is the final target. The room filled with shocked whispers. Alex didn't look away. What is this threat? Before Saren could answer, the screen glitched. Static cut across their face, and the transmission blurred. Saren's voice dropped lower. We do not have much time. You must prepare your world. The line crackled. We also need something from you, Saren added. Something only Earth still possesses. Alex frowned. What is it? The signal broke completely for several seconds. When it returned, Saren's expression had changed. The softness was gone, replaced by urgency. Commander Wren, tell Earth Council to release the Helios core. Alex's breath caught. That's impossible. The core was sealed. It was never destroyed, Saren said firmly. And without it, both our people will fall. The transmission cut. Silence swallowed the room. Harlan turned to Alex. Commander, what is the Helios core? Alex stared at the blank screen. Her mind spun with old memories, forgotten warnings, and the fear she had ignored for years. The core, she said quietly, was the heart of the Helios program, a device that held the genetic blueprints for every subject they created. If it still exists, it could unlock things Earth isn't ready for. And if we refuse? Harlan asked. Alex looked out the dome window toward Jupiter, where the silent armada waited like ghosts of humanity's past. Then, she said, Saren believes Earth will die. In the distance, the stars remained calm, but Alex felt the future closing in. Secrets she had tried to ignore. Lies the Council had buried. People Earth had abandoned now, returning with warnings of destruction. Her heart felt divided, pulled between the duty she had sworn to uphold and the truth she feared was coming. The past had found them, and it demanded answers. Earth Council gathered within hours, but the meeting was filled with fear instead of unity. The holographic chamber flickered with the faces of world leaders, military chiefs, and scientific advisors. Everyone spoke at once, arguing over the same question. Should they trust the Helios fleet? End quote. Commander Alex Wren stood at the edge of the room beside Envoy Mara Solis. She didn't speak yet. She watched. She listened. The council was divided into two clear sides. The first was the containment faction. They believed the Helios hybrids were unstable, unpredictable, and possibly dangerous. Their voices were loudest. They abandoned Earth once, General Rask said sharply. We cannot let them step foot near the planet again. They want the core? Absolutely not. The second was the Alliance faction. Though they were smaller and more cautious. They argued that Earth couldn't ignore a warning of a threat large enough to destroy whole colonies. Dr. Yoren, head of xenobiology, raised his voice. Commander Wren spoke to their representative. Saren III sounded sincere. And if their warning is true, we need their technology. General Rask slammed his hand against the table. Or they want us to panic, lower our defenses, and hand them our most classified asset. Alex finally spoke. General, their fleet could destroy Horizon Spire if they wanted to. They could attack Earth without warning. But they haven't. They're asking for dialogue, not war. Rask glared at her. Or they are waiting for us to make the first mistake. Solis leaned close to Alex, whispering, This isn't going well. Alex nodded slightly. She felt frustration and worry twist inside her. Earth needed unity now. But all she saw was fear. When the council dismissed her, she returned to Horizon Spire with heavy steps. She knew the council wouldn't release the Helios core easily. But they also couldn't ignore the threat coming from beyond the stars. The situation was spiraling, and she could feel it. Back on the station, Alex found the command deck buzzing with activity. A new transmission had arrived from Saren. Harlan approached her quickly. Commander, they're requesting a live conversation. Private channel. Alex took a breath and nodded. Put it through. The screen lit up, and Saren III's face appeared again, clearer this time. Behind them, the interior of their ship glowed with soft blue lights and smooth metallic walls. Alex noticed crew members moving in the background humanoid, but each carrying faint markings beneath their skin. Commander Wren, Saren said calmly, we saw Earth's debates. You are divided. Alex didn't hide the truth. We are. Saren lowered their head slightly. We expected this. Your people fear us. They fear what they created. Alex looked at them carefully. What happened to you? The program. It ended without explanation. Saren lifted their gaze, eyes filled with something Alex struggled to read. We were part of an experiment meant to help humanity survive beyond Earth. But when the first tests changed us more than expected, the project leaders panicked. Some of us left willingly. Others were forced out. We built our own colonies beyond your borders. Alex listened silently. Saren continued, voice steady, but edged with old pain. We never stopped thinking of Earth as home, even when your council erased us. Alex spoke softly. And now you've come back. Yes, Saren said. Because the Virkal have already destroyed half of what we built. They hunt anything with Helios DNA. They will reach Earth soon. Your people are not ready. Alex felt a cold weight settle in her stomach. What exactly are they? Saren's calm expression darkened. Predators of technology. They strip planets, consume life, and absorb whatever they capture. They wiped out our outer colonies in weeks. Alex's voice tightened. Why now? Why chase you here? Saren hesitated. Because the Helios core exists only on Earth. It contains the original genetic structure, the key. The Virkal want it. Alex froze. Everything suddenly made sense. The core wasn't just a piece of old science. It was something far more powerful. And if Earth refuses to release it? Alex asked. Saren's answer came slowly. Then Earth will fall. And we will fall with you. Alex stared into Saren's glowing marked face. It wasn't a threat. It was fear. Real fear. Before she could respond, alarms exploded across Horizon Spire. Harlan shouted, Commander, we have movement from the fleet. Alex turned sharply. Saren, what are you doing? Saren looked off-screen, receiving reports from their own officers. We are not attacking. A Virkal scout ship just entered your solar system. Alex's blood ran cold. The screen split into two views, Saren's ship and a distant moving shadow fast approaching from deep space, silent and smooth like a blade cutting through darkness. Alex ordered, Activate full defense grid. Prepare for possible engagement. 18C. Alex's report com. Harlan confirmed the order, and the crew scrambled into motion. Saren's voice came urgently. Commander Wren, let us intercept it. If it scans your planet, Earth will become its primary target. Alex hesitated only 1 second. She didn't trust the council, but she trusted what she saw with her own eyes. Do it, she said. The Helios fleet sprang into action. The silent armada that had been motionless for days suddenly moved as one, breaking formation with perfect coordination. Dozens of sleek ships accelerated toward the incoming shadow. Alex watched through the holographic display. The enemy ship was unlike anything she had ever seen. It didn't shine or reflect light, it swallowed it. A dark shape that looked like living metal, shifting, changing. The first Helios ships reached it. Bright flashes burst across the darkness. The enemy didn't fire physical weapons. It emitted pulses, strange waves that bent space and made the sensors glitch. Alex gripped the edge of the console. Harlan whispered, Commander, their power is unreal. Helios ships struck again, coordinated and precise. The Virkal ship resisted, adapting, shifting shape, as if learning from each attack. Alex whispered, Is this what destroyed their colonies? Saren appeared back on the screen, breathing heavily. This is only a scout. The smallest of their fleet. Alex felt the entire station go silent. If this was small, Earth was in terrible danger. One final strike from the Helios ships hit the enemy. The Virkal scout shuddered, warped, and finally burst into shards of dark metal that dissolved into dust. The battle ended within minutes. But the silence that followed felt heavier than anything before. Saren's face returned, calm but shaken. Now you understand. This is only the beginning. Alex stared at the screen as her heart pounded. She knew now that the Council's fear wasn't enough to keep Earth safe. She knew the Helios people carried truths Earth had buried. She knew a choice was coming between loyalty to her world's leaders and loyalty to the truth. Her loyalties, her beliefs, even her future, all felt divided, and the real fight had not even started. The destruction of the Virkal scout ship should have brought relief, but instead, it filled Horizon Spire with fear. If that dark creature was only a scout, then the true Virkal fleet would be something far worse. Commander Alex Wren stood in the command dome, watching the last particles of the shattered ship fade into space. The silence across the station felt colder than any winter wind on Earth. Lieutenant Harlan approached her carefully. "Commander, Earth Council wants a full report." Alex gave a humorless sigh. Of course they do. But before she could leave for the communication chamber, another transmission from Saren 3 appeared on the main screen. Their expression was serious, almost tired. The glowing patterns under their skin seemed dimmer. "Commander Wren," Saren said, "the scout release means the Virkal now know there is life here. Their main fleet will arrive soon. Perhaps sooner than we expected." Alex nodded slowly. "How long do we have?" "Days. Maybe less." The words felt like a punch to the chest. Earth, for all its strength and technology, had never faced something like this. Even in her worst nightmares, Alex had never imagined an enemy that swallowed whole colonies without effort. She spoke firmly. "We need a plan." Saren inhaled deeply. "The only way to defend your planet is together. You have numbers. We have experience. But Earth must release the Helios core. Without it, we cannot unlock the upgrades needed to fight the main fleet." Alex didn't answer. She already knew the Council wouldn't agree. Not easily. Not willingly. Fear made people stubborn. Harlan whispered, "Commander, if we tell the Council this, they'll panic." "They're already panicking," Alex replied quietly. She left the command deck and headed toward the secured conference chamber. When she connected to the Council, their faces appeared worried, shaken, and angry. General Rask looked furious. Alex gave her report calmly. The scout ship, the fight, the warning, and the timeline. When she finished, the chamber erupted. "This is unacceptable. Helios hybrids brought the enemy here. We cannot release the core." Alex spoke over them. "Without the core, Earth will fall." General Rask pointed at her through the hologram. "Commander Wren, your loyalty is in question. You defend these hybrids as if they are your own soldiers." "They protected us," Alex said coldly. "They saved the station, and they want to save Earth." "Doctor," Yoren added softly, "we cannot fight this alone." But the containment faction refused to listen. Fear had turned into hostility. Some blamed the hybrids for returning. Others blamed Alex for trusting them. The debate grew louder and darker until Alex finally ended the channel. Their fear was blinding them. As she left the chamber, Solis followed her. "Alex," she said quietly, "be careful." Alex looked at her sharply. "What now?" "There are whispers among high-ranking officers. Some want to use this crisis to remove the hybrids permanently. They think a preemptive strike will keep Earth safe." Alex felt her heart drop. "That's madness. That will start a war we can't win." This. Solis placed a hand on her arm. "I'm warning you because some of them are planning action without Council approval." Alex closed her eyes briefly. "Operation Purity," she muttered. A rumored plan she had heard. Whispers about an old emergency strategy meant to eliminate any threat the Council didn't understand. When she opened her eyes, Solis had already left. Alex rushed back to the command deck. The alarms weren't ringing, but tension filled every corner. She could feel something wrong in the air. Then she saw Harlan at a side console, typing quickly and looking nervous. "Harlan," Alex called. He jolted. "Commander, I was just—" Alex walked over slowly. "What are you doing?" Harlan swallowed hard. I received orders from a classified channel. High security. They want the station to prepare targeting coordinates for a stealth missile toward the Helios flagship. They claim it's a safety measure. Enderside. They want the station. Enderside. They claim it's a safety measure. Enderside. Alex felt heat rise in her chest, not anger, but fear. "You can't be serious." "The order is real," Harlan said. "It came with authorization codes. And there are others working on it too." Alex leaned closer. "Listen to me. If anyone fires on that fleet, Earth will lose its only allies. And if the Veercall arrive while we're fighting the hybrids, we all die." Harlan lowered his head. "I know. That's why I didn't finish the sequence." Alex placed a hand on his shoulder. "Good. I need you with me." But the danger wasn't gone. Somewhere on Horizon Spire, someone else was preparing that exact strike. And Alex didn't know who. She contacted Saren immediately. "We have a problem. Some people on Earth want to strike your flagship." Saren's face showed disappointment, not anger. "We expected this. Fear changes humans." Alex spoke firmly. "Let me stop it. Let me stop it." Saren nodded once. "We trust you. Be quick." Alex raced through the station with Harlan beside her. They checked engineering, the launch bay, the stealth systems. Each room was busy, each officer working under pressure. Finally, they reached the auxiliary targeting chamber, an isolated room used only during emergencies. Inside, 2 officers were entering final launch codes. Alex stepped forward. "Stop right there." The officers froze. One of them, Commander Vale, an older, stern man, turned slowly. "Alex Wren," he said, voice calm. "You should not be here." "You're about to start a war we cannot win," Alex replied. "We are protecting Earth," Vale said. "Those hybrids are dangerous. We strike now. Before they strike us. Rarely strike us." Alex shook her head. "They're not the threat. The Veercall are. You saw the scout ship." Vale frowned. "Or, they staged the entire thing." Alex stepped closer. "If you fire that missile, billions will die. Not because of the hybrids, but because we'll be too busy fighting the wrong enemy." Vale hesitated, but only for a moment. "I have my orders." He reached for the final switch. Alex grabbed his arm. For a moment, the entire room froze. Officers watched, breathless, unsure whom to follow. Harlan stepped forward. "Commander Vale, stop." Vale met Alex's eyes. There was fear in his, but also pride. "You're making a mistake, Wren." He pulled back his hand. Alex moved faster. She slammed the override panel, shutting down the targeting system entirely. The lights went dark. The launch controls locked. Vale shouted, "You have no authority to." Alex cut him off. "I have the authority to prevent Earth from destroying itself." Security arrived moments later, not to arrest Vale, but to stop further unauthorized actions. The missile launch was canceled. Alex left the chamber with Harlan, both of them breathing hard. The crisis had been stopped for now. But the divide inside Earth's leadership was deeper than ever. Loyalties were breaking apart. Allies were becoming enemies. And in the distance, far beyond Jupiter, the Veercall fleet was drawing closer. Alex knew what she had to do now. She had to convince Earth to unite. She had to protect the hybrids. And she had to prepare for a battle unlike anything in human history. But for the first time, she felt truly unsure. The fate of Earth now rested on choices that no one wanted to make. The next 24 hours felt like the longest in Earth's history. The news of the scout ship spread across the planet, causing fear and confusion everywhere. People argued online, governments struggled to stay calm, and Horizon Spire became the center of the world. Commander Alex Wren didn't sleep. She barely ate. There was no time. The Veercall were coming. Alex stood in the command dome, staring at the holographic display of deep space readings. The sensors showed faint movements, far beyond Jupiter. Small ripples in gravity, waves of strange energy. They were signs of a huge fleet entering the solar system. Lieutenant Harlan approached her, pale and exhausted. "Commander, new readings. They're almost here." Alex nodded. "Alert Earth Defense. And connect me to Earth Council. Now." Moments later, the holographic chamber opened, revealing the council members again. They all looked older, as if the stress of the last days had crushed years onto their faces. Even General Rask looked less certain than before. Alex spoke clearly, her voice strong despite her tiredness. "The Veercall fleet will arrive very soon. This is our last chance. Earth cannot fight alone. The Helios fleet cannot fight alone. We must join forces. Veercall fleet cannot fight alone." Rask crossed his arms. "We still don't know their true motives." Alex raised her voice slightly. "We do now. They fought the scout ship. They protected the station. And they've given us every warning they could." Silence settled over the chamber. Dr. Yoren stepped forward first. "General, the science is clear. The Veercall are too advanced. Their technology consumes anything that fights alone. We need the Helios upgrades." Rask hesitated. For a moment, it looked like he would continue resisting. Then, his shoulders slowly lowered. "What do you propose, Commander Wren?" he asked quietly. Alex took a slow breath. "Release the Helios core. Allow Saren's people to unlock the systems that can help us. And prepare Earth's fleet to fight beside them." The council exchanged worried looks. Then Envoy Solus spoke softly. "This is not a request. This is survival." After a long, tense silence, the council finally agreed. The vote passed. The core would be released. Harlan sighed in relief beside Alex. "We did it." Alex shook her head. "This is only the beginning." She headed straight for the station vault. The Helios core had been hidden there for decades, protected by layers of security. When the final lock opened, Alex stepped inside. A cylindrical chamber stood in the center, filled with soft white light. In the middle floated a crystal-like device, glowing with slow pulses. The Helios core. Alex stared at it, feeling its quiet energy. It didn't look dangerous. It looked alive. She contacted Saren. "We have the core. Sending it to you now." Saren appeared on the screen, eyes wide with relief. "Commander Wren, thank you. You have done more than you know." A small transport drone left Horizon Spire moments later, carrying the core toward the Helios flagship. Alex watched until the drone disappeared into the distance. Minutes later, an explosion of soft blue light lit up the Helios fleet. Signals flashed through their ships like electricity awakening a sleeping giant. Engines shifted into a new formation. Weapons hummed with new power. Saren appeared again. "The upgrades are active. We are ready." Alex nodded. "Then let's do this." The Veercall fleet arrived not with sound or warning, but with a ripple of darkness. One moment, space near Jupiter was empty. The next, massive black shapes appeared, stretching across the void like enormous shadows with sharp metallic edges. Thousands of ships. Thousands of dark forms shifting like living machines. Every sensor across Horizon Spire screamed in alarm. Harlan whispered, "They're huge." Alex stared at the monstrous fleet. She had fought many battles, but none had looked hopeless like this one. Then she said the words that would be remembered forever. Earth fleets, prepare for launch. Helios fleet, follow our lead. Today, we stand together. Earth's ships, hundreds of them, rose from orbit and the lunar stations. They formed massive defense lines, shining with blue energy shields. Helios ships joined them, moving with perfect coordination. For a few seconds, the universe was silent. Then the veer call struck. Dark beams shot forward, twisting space around them. Earth shields flickered. Helios ships counterattacked with bright, precise blasts. The battle exploded across the sky, light against darkness, order against chaos. Alex watched the fight unfold, shouting commands. Shift formation Bravo 3. Divert power to forward shields. Helios ships, flank their left side. Saren's voice joined hers through the system. We will break their center line. Cover us. Alex directed Earth's ships to open a corridor for Saren's attack. The Helios fleet surged forward, cutting through the Veercall with new power from the core. For a moment, the enemy faltered. Then the largest Veercall ship moved forward, a monstrous black shape the size of a small moon. Harlan gasped. Commander, what is that? Saren answered grimly. Their prime vessel. The prime vessel fired a pulse that shattered half of Earth's shields. Ships trembled. The battle turned desperate. Alex made a decision that surprised even herself. We're taking Horizon Spire into the battle. Harlan blinked. Commander, this is a research station. Not today. The station turned. Engines powering up. Moving into formation beside the Earth fleet. Its long-range cannons, rarely used, lit the sky with brilliant white beams. The Veercall forces took heavy damage. Saren spoke again. Commander, the prime vessel has one weakness: its core is unstable. But we must hit it from the inside. Alex understood immediately. You need an opening. Yes. Alex clenched her jaw. We'll give you one. She directed all ships to focus on the prime vessel's front shields. The sky filled with explosions. Light cut through darkness. The prime vessel staggered. Now! Alex shouted. The Helios fleet charged forward. Saren's flagship led the way, diving through the opening Earth created. The giant enemy ship tried to close its shields, but it was too late. Inside the prime vessel, a blinding light erupted. Moments later, the massive enemy ship split apart, breaking into shards that dissolved into dust like the Scout had before it. The remaining Veercall ships shrieked in retreat, folding back into deep space. They had lost their core. They fled the solar system. The battle was over. Horizon Spire erupted in cheers. Earth's ships lit their lights in victory patterns. The Helios fleet drifted closer, holding formation with respect and unity. Alex leaned her hands on the console, exhausted but relieved. Harlan smiled beside her, tears in his eyes. Saren appeared on the screen once more. Commander Wren, Earth is safe. Because of you. Alex shook her head. Because of all of us. Saren smiled faintly. The diaspora will stay near Earth. We can help rebuild, if your people will allow it. Alex nodded. They will. Things will change now. As the stars calmed and silence returned to space, Alex looked toward Earth, a blue world shining with hope. Humanity had not fought alone. They had faced the darkness together. Old wounds and new alliances, side by side. Her heart felt divided once, but now it felt whole. Because when humanity stood together, no enemy could break them.